Hey, you know that feeling when you sit on your hand and it feels numb and you high-five yourself and it felt like you high-fived somebody else because the hand just doesn't feel like your hand anymore because, you know, it's numb. I mean, you can move it, you see it moving, but you don't feel it, like, at all. If you touch it, it's like you're touching somebody else. You know that feeling, I'm sure you do. Either that or you sat weirdly on your leg and your leg just goes numb and it becomes hard to walk for a little while. I'm sure you know that feeling. But have you ever imagined that feeling throughout your whole body? I mean, you can see. You don't see us clearly, but you're moving. You can move your hands, but everything feels numb. You can't feel anything. Nothing. All you can feel is nothing. No air to breathe in. You can't feel your lungs expanding inside your chest. You don't have a chest anymore. You don't have any nerves anymore. All you can do is see. See the world. You can't touch anything. Sure, you can see it clearly. You're touching something, whatever this thing is, but you can't feel it. You feel nothing. You can't even tell the time anymore. How long have you been here? This is henred Take, and this isn't a stupid video essay like what I usually post, where I go, video 1, there's this and that, video 2, there's this thing and that thing. No, I'll go straight to the point, because henred Take, I kind of respect. I actually really like henred Take. So let's get straight to the point.
I'm drunk! Oh, I really hit rock bottom.
This is henred, or Henry is what I call him, at least. I mean, henred is a kind of weird name. But Henry was a human. Just like you. You. Just like... Just like you. Or at least that's what you want to hope for, because an AI created by a company and that AI thinks it's human is basically asking for a fucking Skynet situation or Matrix or whatever. But actually, hold on. I think I got something here. Okay, so this is basically my interpretation of the henred Take timeline. You know, I made this quite some time ago. But this should help you know all of the characters and such. So yeah, let me just boot it up here.
So at first we have this guy named Henry, and he's just a silly little goober. But then he gets kidnapped by Green and is turned into a bot in the hit game Half-Life 2 made by a hit gaming company Valve Software. But of course this makes Henry mad, and he tries to escape and finds out he escaped into a much worse place than the hit game Half-Life 2. He managed to escape into the hit game Team Fortress 2. And, of course, since his body mail 07 does not exist in TF2, he disappears lol. But then his spirit I guess manages to make a body by absorbing the gibs that litter the map, and eventually he absorbs a corpse instead of gibs and can now pretend to be a player. But then this guy named OMGGG joins the server with Henry and realizes how weird Henry was being, so he documents it, and then probably uploads it on YouTube or something. Then the Green Company finds out about Henry escaping and uses Jake's YouTube video. And that's the end for now, I guess.
Now that you're all caught up in the story, let me talk about the series in general. In the beginning, it was mostly random and uncoordinated, but recently it started realizing its potential, and I'm simply here to let you guys know of henred Take's existence. And sorry for taking so long on this video, because I basically had to erase half of the video, which took me like a week to make, but whatever. And I had to change it all because henred Take decided to upload this video, and not gonna lie, comparing henred Take's first video to his latest video, a lot more story is instantly presented, and I like this. And although it did basically ruin my previous version of this video essay, I think that this video added a lot more lore and story elements to the henred Take series, and without it, my old video essay would have become outdated in less than a day anyways, so yeah, I'm kinda glad this happened. Anyways though, let's take a quick explanation of the characters, and as always, take it with a grain of salt, because it's all from my interpretation of the series. And the names aren't canon, by the way, they're made up by me. But yeah, moving on. The first character is simple. He is represented as this red text, and I named him Jake. That's who this guy is, writing danger on screenshots of TF2. But apart from that, we don't see much of Jake again. However, stay till the end of the video because I think I may have found Jake's actual name in the series. But moving on, the next character we have is obviously henred. The name suggesting that a person named Henred was taken, and the series makes this pretty clear since the Gib monster is the bot that escaped Half-Life 2, since in the presentation video, the Green Company talks about a bot that escaped into TF2, but managed to rebuild itself out of Gibs, which is what we see in the tunnel video, which is the only time we ever see the Gib monster version of Henry in the entire series, aside from, you know, the thumbnail of this 2-hour and 42-minute video. And all of the 2 hours, right, is just a screenshot of a head in a random map. That's the entire video. But the thumbnail does give us a clear picture of fucking the Gib monster, Henry, I guess. I mean, this video is really pointless. I mean, it's literally top 10 scariest videos found in the TF2 community YouTube or whatever, and it's like number 10 on fucking September 2024 there was this 2-hour video of fucking decapitated heads, and it's just I give up. Anyway, it is later explained in the presentation video that eventually henred moved from the mess of Gibbs and instead started possessing or took hold of a corpse and reanimated it to move like a player, which means that Henry is growing more and more powerful, or growing more intelligent, I guess, since moving from a single player game that runs on a computer with limited hardware into a TF2 server, which is much more powerful than a computer, gives Henry more power to work with. So Henry is growing stronger. You understand? Now, Henry's character in the henred series is represented as a victim most of the time, aside from the presentation video, because in that video we are in the perspective of somebody from the Green Company. You know, somebody who's watching a presentation. In case you forgot, the Green Company is the people who created or captured Henry in the first place. Personally, I do think that the Green Company took some guy named Henry and put him inside Half-Life 2, and doing this is really reckless since almost immediately after Henry is put inside the source engine, he does escape into TF2, and I imagine being put into a fucking video game would feel like you're drowning since lungs or nerves don't even exist in Half-Life 2 anyway, and this is kind of confirmed on a second channel, which I discovered through, like, it's a random clip dump, but in the middle of the video it cuts to this single player POV of a scout and is like, and with bullet holes he writes a link, and then a link shows up for like a few seconds, and that link led to a video of like this channel, and this channel had like 3 videos only, and it's really pointless. Okay, it's like you can't feel anything. And I think that's what this second channel is representing. It's henred being tortured by existing in the source engine, you know? You don't have nerves, you don't have skin. All you are is a few polygons, and all you can do is see, and that would be torture. That would just be torture. You are torturing Henry. Anyways, though, the Green Company is the stereotypical antagonist company and the bad guy, and the bad thing we see the Green Company do is put Henry inside a bot or NPC in Half-Life 2, but if you think Henry was never human in the first place, I guess the Green Company would be slightly better, but the Green Company is still a bad company anyways. The reason I'm calling it the Green Company is because the company is represented by this green text, and yeah, after all, if you see Henry's story from the Green Company's perspective, if, and it's a massive if, the Green Company didn't actually do anything to humans, but instead all they did was create a bot, and that bot started malfunctioning and started to believe it was human and became self-aware and yada yada yada. To the Green Company's like advocate, like I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, like the Green Company created a bot the bot started going insane and it escaped into TF2 or whatever. It's from the Green Company's perspective, it's simply a rogue AI gone wrong. But for the sake of storytelling, I think personally that the Green Company did just kidnap some guy and put them inside Half-Life 2, possibly for like, I don't know, many reasons. Who knows? Maybe to digitize brains, make them immortal, and Henry was like a successful version or something. After all, there is another character that I will be talking about later. Maybe they want like digital slaves to mine Bitcoin or some shit. Ugh, fuck. Okay, that was so stupid. Okay, anyway, there is another character I have to talk about. That is Trevor. Trevor is from the first video on the henred Take series, titled Pictures, and all this video is a bunch of screenshots of source games, mostly Gary's Mod or CSS, Counter-Strike Source, and all of these screenshots have something in common, which is the blue barrel hidden somewhere in the frame. Actually, no, it's not hidden. It's right there. That's why Trevor is taking these screenshots in the first place. My bad. Anyway, Trevor, who I'm assuming is taking these pictures, is afraid or curious or angry about these blue barrels that keep showing up in his game, but aside from the first video, we never see these blue barrels ever again, or Trevor as a matter of fact, in the entire henred Take series, which makes me curious to see if the video pictures would become unlisted or decanonized by the creator. And since henred Take is a pretty recent and new digital horror series, I'm sure a lot of the videos we see in the channel is going to be unlisted or decanonized. Anyways though, the final character is the other bots, since in the video titled I'm Sorry I Couldn't Help You, we seem to be in the perspective of Henry, and in the description we see Henry talking to himself for like, I don't know, trying to justify himself for leaving whoever this poor Heavy is. I'm assuming this Heavy is similar to Henry in being a victim of Green Company, since Henry said this, I know what they did to you, they being the Green Company, and judging from the video itself, yeah, this Heavy isn't as intelligent as Henry, since the body this unnamed bot possessed is distorted, a broken neck and a stretched arm, and that's the final character, this random bot that Henry wasn't able to save. And I'm assuming that the saved bots that Henry managed to come in contact with is shown in the presentation video. That's, these bots that are pretending to be players. Anywho's, the Green Company is either kidnapping or creating these bots that are being tortured, probably without the Green Company's knowledge, as from their perspective, the bots are simply in hysteria and keep trying to escape whenever they are created or something, which kind of shows incompetence from the people who work at Green Company. I mean, even a dumbass skeleton like me can realize that a body with no organs or nerves is gonna feel like torture for whoever is put inside the Source engine. Like, if you were a human and you just suddenly became an NPC in fucking Half-Life and you don't have nerves, you don't have skin, you can't touch anything. I mean, the only thing you can do is see. Oh, and heck, even for bots, if the Green Company is programming them to think like humans or forcing them to think that they used to be humans or something like that, the bots are gonna realize that, hey, humans have organs and nerves, and I'm supposed to be human, right? Where are my organs and nerves? So the bots start freaking out and trying to escape. Maybe that's also what's happening if you believe that the Green Company isn't kidnapping people and putting them into a fucking Source engine. And it kind of makes sense. Like, the bodies they are in now don't have organs and such. So the bots start creating a fake pain, since after all, they were programmed to believe that they used to be or are humans in the first place. And that's essentially the henred Take series as a whole. Like I said earlier, it is a pretty new series, and it's just recently fleshing out its story currently, and I suggest you continue watching henred Take from the 2 latest videos in the series if you want to follow the story. That video is pretty good as well, and if the music is original, heck, that's just amazing. The SFM, sure, it's just a pyro moving its head, but the camera work is kind of good, and putting the music alongside the sounds of nature kind of represents the freedom Henry here wants. Like, it wants to feel nature, Maybe Henry is a human, which is what I believe. Anywho's, looking at the latest upload, titled They'll Never Catch Me, we see Henry with a dark figure talking to each other. Unlike the previous videos where it's random noises or screenshots, I can see that this has a lot more effort into it, and I'm glad. And once henred Take has finished or possibly fleshed out its story enough, I will definitely be making a follow-up video to this series. But for now, the video's purpose, the video you're watching right now, is to shine a light into henred Take's existence. I see like a lot of potential in the series. I mean, I sure as hell would love to see a series about a human turned bot trying to escape the source engine. Like, heck, that's a fucking amazing ass idea. And henred Take is doing that idea. And that's about it. However, if you remember earlier, I talked about finding the real name of Jake, and I believe this might be it. In the first video, Trevor seems a little bit similar to Jake. They both document and screenshot things with a similar amount of curiosity, and I think that's enough reason to believe that Jake is actually Trevor, much later in the future, after all. Like, hold on, let me just put it in perspective. Ever since Trevor started finding these blue barrels, somehow he kept investigating till he stumbled upon TF2. He linked the blue barrels to the green company, and then after he investigates the green company, he finds out about Henry, and that's what this red text is. He starts documenting about Henry or the other bots, and that's what this red text is. It's Trevor documenting about Henry or the bots similar to Henry, same as how he documented about the mysterious blue barrels haunting his games. So there's that theory for you. Yeah. Oh, and also there's this green guy, and he's like, I don't fucking know. The story is so underdeveloped, but like, yeah. It's basically like the first episode of an 8-episode series, so. We don't know anything. Like, it has the potential to go into so many things, but in the recent videos, there is it's watchable. The recent videos are really good. They're watchable. So I strongly suggest that you go to henred Take's channel and start following the fucking series. So yeah, there's that. This entire video essay is simply to bring attention to henred Take. So hope you had a good dinner if you were eating, or maybe you had a good nap, or whatever you were doing while watching this video. So thanks for watching, bye. Yeah, just kidding. Thanks for watching, bye!